Good morning, bud. What is the good word?
Hey, what's going on? Nothing. Just seeing what you're up to and... Alright, I'm going to get right to it. This is twice in a row that I've called and you've been acting all weird. What happened? Did you finish that quest?
Yeah, I got through it. And?
Well, I guess it wasn't what I was hoping for. That's all.
So it was bad? No, quite the contrary. It was really solid. It's just...
Well, I lost someone important to me, and I'm not sure if I'm getting her back.
Girlfriend? No. My mom. Well, she's not really my mom, but someone or something that seemed like she actually wanted the job. It was nice.
Wow. Look, sorry, dude, but I guess, you know what they say? It's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all, right? Yeah? Try it.
Hey. I didn't mean it like that. If it's any consolation, I'm losing someone too, you know? Losing?
Yeah. Kate is going to die in our next cinematic quest.
Wait, what do you mean, gonna? If you already know, why don't you do something about it?
What can I do?
Doesn't he hang out in the tower? Just, walk up and tell him what happens.
Hold on, wait. How do you even know this? You revealed it already. You revealed it? Wow. Talk about blowing their load early. He's like the only character you have with, character.
And they already showed him die? Destiny storytelling at its finest. Are you surprised?
No, just confused. Wouldn't it have been more meaningful if you wouldn't have been expecting it? Probably, but I guess we'll never know now, huh? Besides, what better way to get the hype train going, right?
Gotta make that money.
If you say so. I think it's one of the things I like about this world. There's a level of restraint used that really pays off, during the quest. Well, I wouldn't know what that's like. Maybe one day, I suppose. I don't know.
So, what are you going to do about your mom? What will I do? Find her? Confront her? Bring her home? And if she won't come, put a bullet between her eyes. Simple.
Damn, bro. You're savage as fuck. Hey, all. Siege here, and let me talk at you for a minute. Warframe's newest quest, The Sacrifice, was definitely not what I expected it would be. Based off the incredible reveals and cathartic nature of both the Second Dream and War Within quests, I was expecting a much different ending. And where both of those quests left me empowered and hopeful for the next part of the story, this one left me with the feeling of sadness, confusion, and anger. Feelings that would linger for days as I pored over Warframe lore to try to grasp a better understanding of what I'd experienced, looking even harder for answers than I had ever done before. Hoping within some line of dialogue or codex entry, I could somehow put the pieces together to discern a theory as to what really happened to the Lotus, how Han Hao is still alive and fits into the picture, and finally who this new Force Lotus refers to as Mother actually is. However, with all that being said, let me tell you that I really enjoyed The Sacrifice, and aside from the new Warframe, which I must say is really cool with its ability to fight independently from the operator, the new weapon, and a few intriguing Prime-style mods that we were given, the quest was a more intimate experience where the operator, having grown up per se and now in full control of his or her own destiny...
Hey, that's my thing.
Shut up. In a way, finally becomes the master, after essentially living as the student for the previous adventures. Here we are the ones that must reach out to an untamed Warframe, and by showing compassion and empathy, are able to sway it to our side and actually have an ally versus just a suit, at least in theory. That's pretty powerful, and it makes me think of the possibilities of being able to confront the coming sentient army, possibly with an army of our own warframes. Our broken pasts being the tie that binds us together. It's tragically beautiful if you think about it. However, in my mind, the best part of all this was the reveal itself, and while not as profound as the Second Dream, the War Within, or even Hero's Quest, I never saw this coming, so I was floored once again when I finally got the chance to actually live it. It's these moments that make Warframe's quest so amazing and anticipated, I think. You never really know what's going to happen next, and in that you're compelled to push forward to find the truth. It's really amazing, and I applaud DE on their storytelling, as well as their patience to keep this theme consistent throughout. I've heard a lot of people say this quest wasn't as good as the others I've mentioned, and I wonder if that's a case of them generally feeling it wasn't good, or if it just wasn't what they wanted in the end. This is obviously up to everyone's own interpretation, but I would be remiss to say that I didn't believe at least a little of that didn't make up some of the frustration some had with the ending. I've said to many that this quest was neither what I expected nor wanted, but it doesn't make me lose an appreciation for it. The moments after the quest ended had me feeling hollow, disoriented, irritated, despondent, and betrayed, and while those were vastly different from ones I had previously experienced in Warframe, the fact is I felt them, and I felt them for a long time. The completion principle, an idea that we seek to complete that which is not, both consciously and subconsciously, is not portrayed here. A vast difference from what we've come to expect, at least in the past. Truth be told, I feel like I have more questions than answers now, even though the sacrifice solidified a great many ideas that had only really been speculated on up until now, such as the origins of the Warframe, how the sentients were able to infiltrate the Orokin from the inside to destroy their society, how the Tenno actually do interact with the Warframes, and even how Hun Hao knew of the Tenno in the first place. But, as I and most of you probably know all too well, not every story has a happy ending, pure and simple. And sometimes, true catharsis reveals itself in layers. I know I've experienced that in my life, and I'm guessing I'm not alone. The point is, I feel and continue to feel all of it. And that sensation is what makes Warframe quests so great for me. It's honestly a lesson I'd like to see Destiny take from Warframe, if I can be frank. Too often, significant aspects of the story quests are shown sometimes months before the content is even available, with the parts of the narrative that are left for the actual launch feeling, well, kind of cheapened. Take this latest reveal of the death of Cayde 6, arguably Destiny's most beloved character in the trailer for Forsaken. I realize Bungie wants to sell more copies based on shock value, but this scene in particular would have had so much more weight to it if it were unexpected. I could say the same about the destruction of the tower in the Red War campaign, or the introduction of Anna Bray in Warmind. Just a little patience, and some of these events might have had a similar weight to the reveals in the sacrifice, but now it's just too late. They played their hand too early, in my opinion, and like those, the Forsaken story will most likely suffer because of it. Let's be real. For a company that did a pretty damn good job with at least the first few Halo games, the story in Destiny 2 specifically has been pretty terrible. Not to mention how frequently they're willing to break their own canon from Destiny 1. I know there's some good storytellers in there, but so far, they sure haven't been part of any of the campaigns I've seen. Now recently, I've seen a lot of cooperation between Warframe and Destiny, specifically with this latest 2018 Guardian Con, and I personally couldn't be happier about it. For me, a world in which Destiny and Warframe complement each other is the greatest thing I could ask for as a gamer, as I feel the games synergize so well already. I can't tell you how excited I was to see Destiny personalities at TennoCon and Warframe personalities at Guardian Con. It just makes sense. So Bungie, I implore you, on this one, take Warframe's lead. They have the map of wonderfully crafted quests already fleshed out, so just use it already. Man, or woman, or whatever you identify as, cannot live on one game alone. So it's really nice to have the ability to go from one to the next once the content gets dry, which, at some point always happens in both. Both games, in my opinion, are stronger together. So learn from each other. I see these hoverboards in the upcoming Fortuna update, and you know what I immediately thought? Nice. They brought sparrows into Warframe. What a great idea. People have been clamoring for space battles with our ships in Destiny for as long as I can remember, and Warframe has now shown that this is not a pipe dream with the upcoming Railjack scenario. The blueprint's there, so let's thrive together, yeah? It's really a win-win for everyone involved if you think about it. But these are just my thoughts. I'm sure some of you won't agree and some will vehemently disagree, but personally, I'm damn tired of all the divisiveness I see in the world. And whereas there's nothing that can be done or said about any of that, really, in this place, we can work together. We can have that peace if we want it. In this place, we can put down our axes and open our hands and minds to each other. These YouTubers, these streamers, the developers of both games, they've all proven that. We will always be better together. At any rate, we hope you have a wonderful day, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll talk at you in the next one. Bye.